Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, B Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. Where I do what I do for you. I got a nice little lesson. We're going to owe to the Wisemen today. I got three guys who I followed and learned a lot from. I'm going to give you a little credit for them. Credit to them guys right now. So this is a ode to the three wise men who taught me a lot. How about that? All right, let's go. Radisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tuned in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You women are through. That's what I do. History talk, whether you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that knows not, excuse me, a person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. That's cool, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and knows, excuse me, a person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself and to might not be true. Right thinkers. Yeah. P. Funk's philosophy on the three wise men who taught me a lot. I thank them. So let's go. Yeah, I do a lot of study on my own for people who, I like. And these are three guys who I've been checking out. I call it the rabbit hole. Once I get involved in you, I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole and check you out, see what you're about. So I did my little homework on these three guys and talk about them right quick. I studied about these three wise men of modern times that I respect their lessons that I learned from them. So first one is Carl Jung, the psychiatrist. His job was to understand how the mind worked and how people thought. So he did the work. But he went a step further. He was hanging out with Sigmund Freud. He's supposed to be the next, famous psychiatrist, in which he was. He just didn't do it under Sigmund Freud's tutelage. He did his own thing. I respect him for that. And he used his own self as a guinea pig. Study the dark side, okay? That side that nobody wants to talk about. The dark night of the soul and all that negative. No, I call it the ego side. He called it the dark night of the soul. We called it modern time frame. But he understands the hermetic principles. He understands ancient concepts. He just modernized it. I got nothing but respect for that. And he made his points through what? Studying not just other people, but himself also. So he was good. My dude, another one I like was Alan Watts. Now he was cool, smooth, back in the 60s. Now he came with the Zen and the Middle East philosophy. And at that time, that was taboo. So he was the one that brought it in. He was cool. He was smooth. He was just, okay, and my dude Alan Watts, he was cool and smooth on the outside. But he was messed up, tore up from the inside. Why? He taught a philosophy that he didn't live, that he didn't practice. He told you he was a fraud. Man, I'm just teaching this. Why y'all paying me? I just went and learned this, and y'all gonna pay me to teach you. I'll do that, but I never said I lived it. So again, he'd tell you right there he was a fraud because he don't practice what he was teaching. He's just a teacher that got paid good money. Still, what he said was still on point today. I still listen to him. The guy was profound. Just that he didn't practice it. You can't knock him for that. He told you I didn't. He didn't say, well, I do know. I tell you, I practice what I teach. Now, if you catch me not doing that, then you can hold me accountable. But he never said, I practice none of this stuff. I love that. Just kicks me. And my other dude, the last one, my favorite, Manly P. Hall. I just got his book. Uh-oh. Jeez. Okay. This guy's a book. This is my dude. Now, I'm a Mason. So I've been following him for a while. But I got information now. Like I said, I went down the Manly P. rabbit hole. I'll say that for you at the end. He's the last one I'm going to talk about. Let me get my man Carl Young. Reason why I deal with him. Now, I respect his work because He used himself as a guinea pig, okay, to study. And I respect that. Why? He got proof. He left his boy Sigmund Freud due to change in difference in opinions and concepts. Okay. They wasn't thinking alike, and he wanted to do what he wanted to do, and Sigmund Freud has his own stern, set ways that he wasn't changing. So when it get like that, when we got to agree to disagree, that's when we got to part ways. Why? We ain't going to agree. Simple. That's okay. And that's what he did in his own rights. Became a man in his own right. Didn't fall into Sigmund Freud's shadow. All right. But that's what I like about him as a man. He did his work. And he left Freud, to go that different opinion, but he still did his work, okay? And he was sharp. He took an ancient knowledge and philosophy that I know, and he renamed everything for modern time. Genius. That's what I respect about him. I know everything he's doing, but he renamed it and repackaged it like the Greeks did, but no, he did it for the right purpose because he was given it for educational purpose. I have no problem with that. And he's on point with everything he say. Individualism, validation, all the stuff that he's calling him, I know about that. That's why I like him. All right. But he took ancient knowledge and he renamed everything for modern times. Now, I wanted answers. He wanted answers that nobody could answer. So he went and found it for himself. That's what you do. If something you want, you go in search of it. Find somebody who got what you need and you get it from them. But he wanted to know about our consciousness. And from beginning to end, consciousness started from what? Up here. Up here. It's all mental. Psychiatry, he dealt with the mind, and he was good at that. He spent time with people in hospice. And he said to a person, everybody's ego stand tall until what? Death become imminent, and the ego cowers down, scurries away, because they can't handle it. It can't handle it. And all the tough guys, in all the movies, we used to always portray the bad guy always end up losing, always got to pay the price for his transgression. Yeah. And all of them, it's time to go pay the price, they bitch out. Okay, that's the ego giving in. Okay, that's the ego saying uncle. All right, but yeah. And he did his study to know that about human nature. And he understood that. So he had a little book that he kept, and it wasn't to the end that they asked him his belief in God. He said, no, I don't believe in God. They were like, I know God through experience. That's what made him one of the best guys that he was doing psychiatry. He understood how the mind worked. Even his. Most guys, psychiatrists who commit suicide. That's the funniest thing I've heard. Here's the man who's teaching you how to think. Telling you, and he ain't even using it. See? Alan Watts wasn't the only one. All right. All right. Speaking of Alan Watts, perfect segue to talk about my dude. Now, I love his lectures. He's smooth. But everything he says on point. But you wouldn't think that the way he spoke, the way he carried himself, that he wasn't that dude. He was an ordained minister in the whole nine. He had everything. He had everything. It was just kissing his butt. But he wasn't he wasn't a bad guy. But they held him to a higher standard. He said, no, don't do that. Why? You ain't gonna like what you get. And when a man is honest, you can't fault him for that. The church I go to, we got a few assistant preachers, assistant. I tell my pastor, my man, I got an hour ride. Don't let me come up there and you ain't on the pulpit. I'm not going to like that. Give me a heads up. Let me make that decision. All right, so yeah. And one of the guys, he ain't as smooth, he ain't as eloquent, he ain't as sharp, as witty, but he's honest. I respect that. I tell him all the time, I say, yo, my man, I love your honesty. I got to respect him for that. So yeah, that's my dude. But Alan Watts was the man like, oh, no, I ain't that dude. I'm going to talk a good one. I'm going to talk all that good. The cameras go off. I'm going to get my toast on, and do me. I went and learned the Middle East philosophy. I practiced it. That gets me. My man, Mr. Smooth, he taught and teach Zen philosophy back to 60 when his little neighborhood. Looked like my man, in like Flip, James Coburn. But he was real. James Coburn was the actor. He was really doing it. So he was living the life. He was the man. Okay, check him out. Alan Watts. He died young, died alcoholic. Okay, like that. He wasn't teetotalers. Okay, but he didn't hide it. He let everybody know, man. Man, listen, give me a drink. Let me talk to you about this. That's what he did. All right, respect. But he was very intelligent. in knowledge, in understanding the Eastern philosophy. Yeah, he was sharp as a tack, but he didn't he didn't practice it in his life. With me, my whole hook, what make right thinking is what I do. It's how I am. So I projected this. I got to roll with that. I put myself in that position. Look, I can't do nothing else. That's it. I'm locked. So, all right, some people don't like to be typecast. I'm typecast. I'm going to do one thing. That's it. All right. But he was all of that. But I learned a lot from a lot of life lessons from that guy. The way he broke stuff down, the way he put it to you, man, I love that. I listened for hours to that guy. I was his voice. He was smooth. He put it. Yeah. If you can't get my interest, you gonna get me. He one of them guys who got my interest. Carl Young, listen to him for hours. Okay, Manly P. Watson. Manly P. Hall. I'm reading his stuff. Why? He's an elegant writer. We get to him in a minute. Let me finish with my man Alot Watson. Now he was the toast of the town in the '60s. Okay, he was the perfect example from the penthouse to the outhouse. He ended up in a boathouse on the San Francisco. Everybody knows the story now. I didn't know the story about him then, but I thought he was a Mason. I thought he did good work. Whoa. I get confused. Get out of there. Stick with your man, Alot Watts. He wasn't a Mason. But he had all the knowledge from the Eastern philosophy. And he used it. He taught it. Yeah. He was good at teaching his philosophy from Zen, but he told his friends, I'm a fraud. I don't practice that. I don't live by none of this stuff. And I got to go back to when my man in Paul in the Bible, Paul. They asked him, well, where'd you get your inspiration from? Where'd you get all this motivation? Where'd you get your knowledge from? Man, I'm making this stuff up as I go. I ain't mad at him. And when man is honest, okay, he ain't gaslighting you. I said, my man, listen, I can talk the talk, but I ain't walking that walk. No problem. But everybody was disappointed because he didn't walk the walk. That's his decision. That's his life to live. Okay? Simple as that. Yeah, he was a hell of a teacher. Again, my man's a hell of a teacher, a lot of stuff in life, but he did none of the stuff. So I get it. I know firsthand. And that's why my whole authenticity concept comes from, man, I ain't just talking this. No, I'm living it. I don't operate like that. I'm not a fraud. Okay, in the words of Richard Nixon, he was a crook. Next week he retired. Resigned. But he ain't a crook. All right, here we go. But he taught great knowledge and great lessons about life. He just didn't practice it. I ain't mad at that. All teachers don't practice what they teach. Just simple as that. If they got a job to teach math, look, I'm a math teacher. That's it. I just teach math. What I do on my own time in my own business. See where I'm going with that. But if you're a preacher, you might want to think twice about the stuff that you do if you're a preacher. That's what I'm saying. So everybody ain't held accountable to a higher standard. But as a teacher and a philosopher, they held them a higher standard. He said, no, don't do that. Why? I ain't going to live up to it. My dude. All right. But his son keep the legacy going. Why? The lessons are still good. Knowledge is knowledge. I don't give a damn who giving it, who got it, what they did. No, they're still working with King Solomon's knowledge. So Jesus Christ, still work. So yeah, he still work. It's knowledge. He still put out 56 years later. It's still on point. Right. Right is right. But man, my pastor said, don't worry about it, right? In 50 years, they're going to love you. Thank you. I appreciate it. For those who will in the future, I'm giving you thanks now, but I'm not pleased with that idea. If I can live 50 more years to see it, I love that. Now you can give me that idea. That might work for me. But the other one, I'm moving on. All right, now to my dude, Manly P. Hall. This brother, I know about the name. I read his books when I was a Mason. Manly P. Hall, I know him. I got Albert Pike's big-ass book over there, Mars and Dogma. I don't really call it what I think it is. What I think of it now, I did getting it, and I went through it. I'm not impressed. That's all. But my dude, Manly P, I done skimmed through this. If you know me, my philosophy is called spiritual gumbo. This is knowledge gumbo knowledge, whatever. You got a little bit of everything in there. I pretty much know most of it. I'm looking through and say, okay. It's surprised me. Give me something new. I'm trying to find something new in there. So far, not yet. All right. That means what? I got some knowledge of what's been going on for a while. So, yeah. But my man, Manly P. Hall, this man was what I call self-made. Okay? He didn't go to nowhere. He studied. I got my own library. I got my own information. I went and did my own homework. Everything I did. I nobody know I put the work in, so I can respect Manly P. Hall concept. And he learned from reading and comprehending all books from all ages and acquired all knowledge. That's what I did. Man, being a Mason, okay, and I am, I listened and I read his books. Knowledge and information. Yeah, he broke it down. I got a very good understanding. He made it real simple. Okay, and I like that. And he was a true student of life, not a Mason. I didn't know that. Okay, his comprehension level was well above average. He could read a book and break it down, and like I do, when I study, I'm gonna regurgitate back to you. It's 90% of what I learned. I may miss still here, but 90% of it I pretty much acquired. That comprehension level is pretty good. All right. Some people 80, some people 70. It goes down, but the comprehension is based on the individual level of understanding what's being presented to them. So I think I do all right. But he was articulate in all areas that he studied. If he studied, he mastered it, he articulated it, and he could put it to you. And the perfect example was he was an excellent teacher, a lecturer. He could talk for hours. And it was just so smooth. You would know time going by. I said, damn, I've been listening to this guy all the time. Yeah, he had me mesmerized. Wow, listen, right there, it's coming out so smooth. You could follow along. You get understanding. I love that. So I was a fan, all right? And he was always on point with his Masonic understanding. And remember, I was a Mason. So I'm listening for the Masonic, and that's what he was giving me. I didn't get nothing from him, but Masonic information at that time. That's what I wanted and needed. But come to find out, that brother was astute in a few other areas, okay? But I had a better understanding from listening to him. And he had the highest means for the Masonic understanding, other words, of the order. When he presented his lectures, they came and listened. They asked him to write the Masonic laws. Why? Albert Pike was the king of the Masonic information, blah, 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 blah. No, he came in, and they heard him. They said, my man, come here. We need you to do this. What lodge you belong to? He said, lodge? I ain't no Mason. What? Yeah. They awarded him. They had so much respect for his knowledge of Masonic dogma that he studied on his own and got acquainted with. They awarded him 33rd degree, Master Mason's degree, and he never stepped foot in the lodge. Now, usually they give the Masonic degrees right. One thing I didn't do as a Master Mason, a Master of my lodge, I'm not giving no honorary nothing. Didn't care to me. I don't give a damn. You better go somewhere else. Why? He ain't coming here. Why? He got to go through like everybody else. But I don't give a damn. Again, they kill me with that. I don't split hairs. I don't play favorites. I don't give a damn. You all get the same treatment. You want to come here and be part of this, you got to go through like everybody else. He got the right to go. We're going to do what we do to everybody else. He ain't nobody special, but he's a man. I don't give a damn. He's a man. Put his shoes on pants like I do. Let's deal with him in that fashion. Oh, he gets special treatment, but not my lodge. He didn't come to my lodge. Why? I ain't giving them no damn degrees. It's my house. I don't do that. Go somebody else's, but they do over there. Ain't nothing to do with me. This day we don't speak. We was cool. I done went to events. Yeah, again, that political nonsense, long as you kissing their butt, long as you giving them, they fine. But they just use you for that purpose. So I wasn't one of them guys, so we didn't get along after that. But yeah, in Masonic order, I was serious. I didn't play them games. I don't give a damn about who you. That didn't mean nothing to me. All right, we had a rich white guy. I don't care. I don't give a damn what he gonna do for the lodge. I mean, for the building. He got a bunch of stuff he's doing, construction work. I don't care. He still got to go like everybody else. He did, and he made it through it. I respect him for that. Other than that, you wouldn't have got no respect for me. Moving on. That's how I have always been that way. I'm serious about what I do. When I was in Masonic order, I was serious about masonry. Moving on. And knowing that this guy I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Why? I make him do it again. I don't know if I could be able to do that, but depending on who's running the order, again, that's their decision. I found out that I'm freaking out. You mean to me, nigga, all the time I put it on the money, you. So calm down. Yeah, I get excited about that idea, but I understand that with the knowledge he had, they had to bring him to the fold. They didn't want to let him get away, but then he died of mysterious causes. How about that? For having knowledge, really? That's my. I went when I'm ended up on this right here, dude. If they will take you out for just having knowledge, that's scary. I have knowledge. I'm sharing it. Don't make them kill me. Why? Keep me on the low. I don't want to be mainstream. No, I no. Why? I done seen enough of my. I'm wise enough to know I don't want that job. All right. Sorry about that. I'm just having fun right now. But let me wrap it up. I learned about the Eastern philosophy. I learned Egyptian philosophy. I learned the Chinese philosophy. I understand the Zen. And I went down my Manly P rabbit hole. Man, that guy had extensive knowledge, and I respect him for that. Why? Because I got the same concept and the same understanding. So yeah, I just picked up his new book, Manly P. Hall, Secret Teachings. Teachers teach. And what the hell with the secret? Why gotta be now? It gotta be a secret. That's my issue with that. As a teacher, I got some issues with that. When we giving knowledge, we pass it along, and we bad guys. I ain't selling drugs. I ain't giving away drugs. I'm giving away information, knowledge, and I'm not to make me the bad guy. Say hi to the bad guy. I'm a teacher the day I die. Hope you got the message. Hope you enjoyed it. Right there in closing. May you all there to be 100. Me, 100 miles that day. So I've never done my right thing because who understand three wise men who taught me what I need to know today and passed away. I'm going to be one of them for somebody, hopefully. I'm out.